Welcome back. Now, this is like the final section of this discussion that Isabel Oakeshott and I have been having for the past hour. Got lots of calls from you. We'll get you involved later. We're trying to dissect the shambles that is Britain's migrant crisis, and I've entitled this section "The Problem." And
how long have we got?
Yeah. But the problem is we have a body politic. Our politicians, they don't like the decision that the people made. The vast majority of people in the House of Commons, whatever they say, are pretty much Remainers. Let's have a listen to Mr Farage, who is, of course, the leader of the Reform UK party, delivering his maiden speech in Parliament yesterday.
We will not stop the boats, even if we send a handful to Rwanda. We will not stop the boats by attempting to smash the criminal gangs. We've been doing that to the drugs industry in Britain year after year, decade after decade, with no success whatsoever. Yeah. The financial rewards for smuggling people across the English Channel can now net a gang €2 to €3 million a week. Whatever prison sentences or penalties are put upon them, there will always be people volunteering to make millions of euros a week. We'll only stop this if we start deporting people that come illegally. Then they won't pay the smugglers. But we'll only do that by leaving the ECHR.
Bringing out my point that I always make, you know, it's the gangs, you can smash all the gangs you want, there'll be more gangs. You have to stop the migrants. And in order to do that, we do need to deport them, maybe turn them around in the middle of the channel. And in order to be able to do that, we need to leave the European Convention on Human Rights so we can be masters of our own destiny. But in Parliament, most of them are globalists. Certainly Rishi was an obsessive globalist. They never wanted to leave the ECHR. They want to be part of the kind of international global club, and that's the way most of our politicians think. They think that we, the masses, you know, have made a terrible mistake, and it's their job to protect us from the evils of Brexit. That's the problem. We have a body politic that doesn't want to do what the people want to do.
Let me put it even more simply. The problem is they just don't get it. That is the problem. They don't spend nearly enough time in the places that are most heavily and adversely affected by mass uncontrolled immigration. If they did, I genuinely think some of them might change their mind on some of this stuff. If you actually see what this has done to towns, to cities and to people's lives, ordinary, hard-working people who found that their wages have been catastrophically undercut by black market workers. You know, all these people that you see on the bicycles delivering Uber Eats and whatever else there is, Deliveroo and all of that. With their, it's the middle of summer, folks. Why are these people covering their faces? Why are they wearing effectively balaclavas? Well, in my view, they're wearing those because they don't want their identity to be seen, because they are not here legally. And that means that work, not that it's great work, it's not very desirable work, is not available to genuine people with a national insurance number who are actually paying tax and being part of our society. So I just think our politicians, too many of them, find it very appealing being in the corridors of power. It's a nice place, Westminster. You know, I know how it is in there. It's very comfortable. By the way, the food is very cheap. It's a really, really grand place to swan around. If they spent a little bit more time in the rougher parts of this country talking to real people about the impact on their lives, they might not be so la-di-da about it.
It's true, it really is. The same for net zero. Net zero has become a kind of elitist charter to look down on the masses, because we don't spend all our time worrying about windmills and getting down to whatever the hell net zero is. And they think, you know, because we once a year get on a jet and go to Spain for our holidays, we're planet destroyers. But it's all right for them because they can get on private jets and helicopters.
To talk about planet
We're going to talk about that in a minute. I mean, the royal family, you know, Charlie and William never stop lecturing us about green issues. You know, got to save the planet, save the planet. They're just buying 2 new gas-guzzling helicopters to fly the royal family around in the most environmentally unfriendly way imaginable. They get on planes all the time. It's this do as we say, not as we do. It drives me nuts. These people are just hypocrites.
Yeah, and I think it's just also joyless as well, isn't it? And we talked about this last week, you know, the idea of carpeting Britain in solar panels, you know, that this is somehow better than having fields of sheep or cows. It's wretched, isn't it? And the windmills, you know, if they're inappropriately placed, they look awful.
Yeah.
I've seen them in Cornwall. You know, I was quite years ago, I had a holiday in Cornwall and was shocked at the desecration that is caused by these wind turbines. They look absolutely dreadful.
Like,
they
the
rip
War
up
of the Worlds.
they basically rip up the countryside.
Yeah, and by the way, you don't want to be a bird.
Bird blenders.
Yeah.
David Cameron famously called them giant bird blenders.
Well, they are.
And then had a Damascene conversion and decided that he needed to do the green stuff, and then he ditched the green stuff.
Or the green crap, as he called it.
He ditched the green crap, or tried to.
He was on a better wicket when he called it green crap, if you ask me. But yeah, these politicians, they don't have enough near-life experiences. No. They are cosseted in their own world, and I think that they feel that if they went around the country and spoke to people, they said, well, we really need to get back into Europe. You do understand that? No. We voted to leave, and you should enact that. And this is the problem. They don't want to enact what the people voted for. We are still in a process of trying to overturn the decision of the British people in 2016 when they voted to leave the EU. Those lot, Labour especially now, are still trying to change that.
What they're going to try to do, and it won't be too difficult for them because nobody has really properly fulfilled the promise or possibility of Brexit, is they will try, this new Labour government, to render Brexit meaningless. That's what they're going to try to do. You know, it's already... What we have now is at least the ability to do something positive with our new status outside the EU. I fear that the new Labour government will basically just make a complete nonsense of it.
So also Starmer says, we're going to put Britain back into the heart of Europe. No, that's not what we voted for. We don't want to be in the heart of Europe. That's the whole point, right?
The whole point is that we can do a lot better than that. Europe is not a thriving, booming... You know, we're talking about the Eurozone here. They're not doing that brilliantly. Has anyone noticed how many problems they have over there? German economy is not exactly going great guns right now.
No, it's the basket case of Europe.
France isn't looking too great either, isn't it?
Yeah,
France is in flames. So, you know, if that's what being heart of Europe is, I think I'll opt out, thanks.
So, listen, you're in tomorrow, and I think we'll pick up this mantle again. I think you've got some more statistics for us. Remember what Isabel revealed about 20 minutes or so, that we spent £24.6 million translating for migrants who've come here and broken our laws so they can navigate our legal system. £24.6 million. I don't know. Is it just me, or is there something wrong with that picture? Isabel, fantastic stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.